Picture this. You've been seeing this guy for a while and spending time together. You really like him, but you still don't know where you stand. And you're afraid to bring up the relationship topic because you're unsure of how he will respond. Does that sound familiar? Well, then keep watching, because in this video, I'm going to share the signs that you're stuck in a gray area, and I'm going to tell you how to get out of that situation and into the fulfilling relationship that you want. Don't go anywhere, because we're starting right now. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Antonio Borrello, and I'm a psychologist and a relationship coach. This channel is all about helping you build great relationships so you can grow happy with the people you love. So, if you want to make your love life the best part of your life, start now by clicking the subscribe button and hit the bell notification so you aren't missing anything. Okay, on to gray area relationships. Most people don't go from being complete strangers to becoming an official couple overnight. Instead, you become a couple after spending some time together. And that's what dating should be about. Two people getting to know one another with the intention of getting into a committed relationship. And naturally, there are going to be some times where you are unsure about the future of the relationship, or if it's even a relationship at all. But when you get stuck in the gray area a little too long, it might mean that you're wasting your time on a man who will never commit to you. And the longer you stay in this situation, the harder it is for you to get out without having a broken heart. So without further ado, here are the signs that you're in a gray area relationship. And after the signs, I'll tell you exactly how to handle the situation so you end up with the relationship you want and deserve. Number 1, you're embarrassed about how long you've been in limbo. Since you've never had the relationship talk, you really don't know what to call your situation. However, you've been together long enough that your friends and family and coworkers know about him. And when they ask about your situation, you cringe inside because you have no words to define the relationship and no official title. But deep down, you know that a commitment should be there by now. So you're kind of embarrassed about how long you've been together, yet not together. And you don't even know what to call them when confronted with having to introduce them to someone. You're not even sure if you can call him your friend or your boyfriend, or just say, hey, this is Mike. Number 2, you have no idea if you're exclusive or not. This goes hand in hand with the first sign. Since you've never had the relationship talk or exclusivity talk, you aren't sure if you're exclusive or if he's dating others or if he's keeping his options open. And as a man, I can tell you this: if he hasn't had the conversation with you, if he hasn't asked you to be exclusive with him, you can bet that he is not exclusive with you. Trust me, as I've mentioned before, one of the biggest incentives for men to become exclusive in a relationship with you is because he's afraid of you dating other men. Now, here's the problem. So many women who are in this gray area relationship don't keep their options open. They go on and assume that he's not dating anyone else. Or they are so smitten with their man that they don't go on any dates with anyone else. It's as if pretending to be committed to someone, but you're really not. And because your relationship needs are being met by one person, you're not dating anyone else, even though there's nothing holding you back from doing so. The problem here: you're emotionally unavailable to date anyone new, and you might pass on the one person who is so right for you. Number 3, he tells you that he's not ready for a relationship. Many women get frustrated by this gray area relationship, and they decide to bring up the question, what are we? Or they ask if he's dating anyone else or if they are exclusive. And his response is anything but definitive. Instead, he gives you a list of reasons why he can't get serious right now. For example, he tells you that his work schedule is crazy, or he just got out of a serious relationship, or he needs to work on himself. Then he talks about keeping things casual and seeing how things go. He says, let's give it some time and see what happens. In other words, he doesn't give you a straight yes or no answer. So you hang around and continue in this gray area and hope that he will eventually want you enough to get serious with you. Number 4, he safeguards and hides his cell phone. In a relationship, being open and honest about everything is important. But when a guy has something to hide, one of the first things he'll begin to do is keep his cell phone private. So pay attention to what he does with his phone when he's with you. Does he have the ringer and notifications off? Does he keep the phone face down on the counter when you're hanging out? Does he always take his phone to the bathroom and seem to be gone for an unusually long time? These are all possible signs that he's trying to keep his communications private and doesn't want you to know about them. Number 5, he won't include you on his social media or tag you in the photos. Is your guy constantly updating Instagram or Facebook and posting photos with friends? Do you feel like you're the only one who doesn't get any love on his social media accounts? In other words, is he trying to make it look like he's still single? And more importantly, has he avoided adding you or connecting with you on Facebook or Instagram? I mean, when you're interested in someone, it's natural to add them as a friend on the popular social media websites. A guy who's dating you and only you will have no problem adding you as his friend almost immediately. As a matter of fact, he will probably add you before you even ask to add him. But if he's keeping his options open, he may try to keep his social media accounts a big secret. And if you send him a friend request and he declines it, pay attention. He may tell you that his account is only for close friends and family, but in reality, you might be one of the many women that he's dating or wants to date, and he's trying not to blow his cover. Number 6, he cancels on you pretty regularly. Let's face it, things happen and a date cancellation is bound to occur at some point. But if the guy you're dating is canceling your dates over and over again, it could definitely be a sign that he's keeping his options open. Men who are dating others will frequently cancel on you if a better option comes around. So he comes up with an excuse to blow off your date so he can spend time with the new person that he just met at the bar last night. On the flip side, he will also try to spring plans on you last minute, often in the evening, asking you out for a drink or to a movie because his plans changed. Okay, so if you recognize some or all of these signs that I just described, what do? Well, keep watching because this is how you turn things around. Being in a gray area relationship is like you're stuck in limbo, too afraid to put what you already have on the line, but still not sure how to change things. And so you wait and you hope that he will eventually realize what he has and reciprocate the love. But let me tell you, waiting and keeping things the way they are is not an option. Doing nothing will simply tell him that you're okay with things as they are and it's okay for him to keep doing what he's doing. Sure, you might complain about it and threaten that you've had enough, but until you have a serious conversation and take action, nothing is going to change. And let me tell you why. For most men, being in a relationship is a very black or white issue. It's either a yes or it's a no. It's not a multiple choice question. If you've been dating for several months and he still tells you that he's not sure, that he needs some time, then it's a no answer. There's no such thing as a maybe here. See, as I mentioned in other videos, one of the biggest incentives for getting into an exclusive relationship is so that you take your partner off the market, so to speak. You want them and you won't even consider sharing them or having them date other people. But if a man is not concerned by the possibility that another man might win your heart, then you've either convinced him that you could never love anyone else or he just doesn't care like he should. I can tell you from personal experience too, it's always black or white, yes or no. When it's a I'm not sure, that means I don't like you enough to be afraid of losing you, period. So now let's get back to the situation at hand. You're dealing with a man who isn't sure that he wants a relationship with you, and it's been several months. What do? Well, those of you who have watched my videos in the past know, here's what you say. You let him know that he needs to take some time and be alone so he can figure it out. Yes, you are the one who suggests to him that he needs time away to figure it out. Because again, everyone deserves to be happy and to be with the person that they're 100% sure of and committed to. And when you tell him that in the nicest, most sincere way possible, you're letting him know that you want him to be happy and you want him to figure it out. But you're also telling him that this situation isn't meeting your needs because you need someone who is all in and sure. So in the meantime, you're going to continue to date other men because you want a relationship. And when he figures it out, maybe you'll still be available. Maybe. Or maybe you'll be in a relationship, or maybe you'll be married to someone else. When you handle the conversation in this manner, you're letting him know that you're not willing to tolerate or accept anything less than 100% from a person. You're letting him know that you deserve more and that you're showing love for yourself and will not accept less than you deserve. And lastly, you're showing him that you have the confidence that you will find what you're looking for, and despite being disappointed, you know that this is the right thing to do. You're also letting him know that your life doesn't stop as you wait around for him to figure it out. And of course, it's a scary conversation to have. I know you're worried that he's going to let you leave without protesting. And when you have that conversation, I would actually expect that he's going to play it cool and agree with you, because he's going to be calling your bluff. He's going to think that you aren't strong enough to pull it off. So perhaps he will even agree with you during the conversation, and that's okay. But I can promise you this: engaging in this conversation and then following through with your behavior always results in you finding out what's really going on. Yeah, he may play it cool for a few hours or for a few days, and he may test you by texting or calling you as if the conversation never happened. And this is where you need to be strong. You cannot continue to see him and date him without him making a change. If you do, you've just made the situation worse for yourself. No, you must set strong boundaries, and you must not engage with his flirty texts. You cannot casually see him, and you certainly cannot have any sexual relations with him. Walking away with your head held high might be the catalyst he needs to realize how much he doesn't want to lose you. Trust me on this one. I've seen it hundreds of times. When he realizes that you have had enough and that you're really walking away from him, he's going to freak out and make a 180-degree change in his behavior. Now, if he lets you go and doesn't try to make any changes, then you know that he would have left regardless. If he disappears when you shine the light of truth on him, then he had no intentions of staying anyway. Now, if you're interested in learning more about getting your man to recognize your value, click here to watch this video, or click here to watch a video that YouTube thinks that you'll like. And if you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.